Hey, SVGers, welcome back for another edition of the SVG New Sponsor Spotlight, our series where we introduce you to the newest vendors supporting the sports video group. And we have an exciting one for you today. We are teaming up with Osprey Video. We are joined by Scott Whitcomb, their Chief Revenue Officer, to talk about the latest in encoding, decoding, video capture, all the cool things that they're working on these days. Scott, wonderful to have you and the company aboard. How are you doing today?
Great, Brandon. Yeah, it's awesome to be here. Looking forward to chatting with you.
Now, this company is obviously not new to the industry, been around for some time, but it's great to have you guys as a SVG sponsor for the first time. So tell us a little bit about, for the audience, what Osprey Video does and what they're bringing to the market today, particularly as it pertains to sports.
Perfect. Yeah. So Osprey Video as a technology has been around since the late '90s. So back then we were part of a company called Viewcast. There was a few different iterations. Kind of fast forward to 2014, we spun off into Osprey Video. At that point in time, we were focused a lot on the capture card market. We've continued to expand on that. With higher density capture cards, 4K capture cards, certain things like that. Something that we identified back, like we were joking about close to 10 years ago now. Time flies, but taking those kind of, I guess you'd say, core tenets of the Osprey Video brand, which is higher quality, efficient, secure, easily deploying things and kind of coupling all those things together and look at a way to develop a hardware encoding and decoding platform to work in different industries and different verticals. And I think where we were really strong was the more government, military type of applications. And then as broadcast and IP sort of became, started to collide, I guess you could say, we kind of looked to say, hey, how can we play a role in this from a hardware perspective to work with certain partners to leverage, what these partners are doing. A lot of these platforms that we are working with have all these just amazing tools, and for us, we were just let's be an on-ramp to these platforms that we can work with. And a lot of these folks were working within the sports production industry. So really for us, it's kind of been a core of just, hey, we're a small piece of this puzzle. We can ingest this video on premise, and we can deliver that up to our partners for low latency, high quality streaming or delivery. Folks like VizRT we're working with on some integrations, Dolby IO, Red Pro 5, Red 5 Pro, folks like that. So really, the way that it applies for us is just being that small piece of the puzzle, kind of understanding what it is we do and doing what it is we do really well.
Sure. When you talk about being that small piece of the puzzle, boy, it's an important piece of the overall puzzle. And that's certainly true in the sports industry when you talk about the density of events that are happening live. So for those that you can talk about on the record, do you have any examples of some of the partners that you've worked with in sports specifically for our audience?
Yeah, I think I could look at a couple really, there's a couple of use cases that I can talk to. I guess a couple one term that we are seeing a lot of, and this could be in stadiums or even at home, is just working on the second screen experience. I think people would call it. At home, a lot of examples with that would be, just like in-car experiences for a racing event, or following a specific golfer, in a golf event, or even, something everyone, just like, it's not like we're working on this exact thing, but like things like the Manning casts have become so
Mhm.
so popular. It's not just getting folks getting their eyeballs to, continue to watch alternate streams, and I think a lot of these are begin to be delivered over IP. As we're seeing, as YouTube TV gets the NFL rights, they're going to be able to do a lot of interesting things when they deliver, secondary feeds over IP. So one thing that we're looking to try and do with that is do that really with certainly really low latencies, really high quality, easy for customers to do, securely, just efficiently, efficient ways to get video, from the venue out to folks that are watching that, over IP. That's one. Another that is I'm really excited about is the second screen experience, but actually in the stadiums.
Sure.
Ways to get folks that get into the stadium, to really get them engaged. Something that we joke about, in the encoder decoder industry is, everybody that walks into an arena for a game, for a concert, for whatever, they have a decoder in their pocket, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's what the phone is. There's those old photos of, like, it used to be all these, the phone used to be one thing, now it's all these things. For us, you can drop, encoder in that picture as well. So so you get folks to get into the arena or into the stadium. The game is obviously going on, but in order to deliver them with, maybe it's a specific player, maybe it's even some, coach on the sidelines, or maybe it's a specific, just anything specific where you want to get, some content. We capture that content, we deliver it, in a low latency, secure manner to our partners. They transcode that out, they get it back on the phone, and you're getting the engagement. You're getting, I laugh about, my kids are 12 and 10, and getting them to go to a game and not stare at their phone it's tough. It's a new world. So if they are staring at that phone, and my daughter has a specific soccer player she likes, she can watch her the whole time on her phone and not
Mhm.
have to, stare at the grass the whole time. So just things like that. We're working on a lot of really cool applications, just that I think I think it's going to change the way that folks go to games, go to concerts, go and see, you're watching the concert, but you're delivering, I just want to watch the guitar player, I just want to watch the drummer, whatever that is. Those types of in-game experiences, to get people to get to these games and get engaged is something that we see as just a game changer, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely where a lot of the creative growth is. I mean, the live sports game broadcasts have gotten so good that there's not too much more that you can do with them. There's always little things and there's always innovations that'll happen. But you talk to a lot of people in this industry, and it's those alternate telecasts and those alternate streams that are really, at least creatively, driving a lot of new ideas and a lot of new opportunities right now. Well, Scott, let's take a look at the product line real quick. Whether it's something new, whether it's a flagship solution, what should our audience know about what's available from Osprey Video?
Yeah, I mean, I want to really continue to press on this. I mean, for us, it's the partners that we are partnering with that really help to make these experiences, and these products and these solutions relevant. But from our perspective, I mean, it's okay. We have this encoder, this decoder platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really robust platform. What we look to do is just continue to add, additional inputs, whether that's HDMI in some cases, but a lot of times, SDI, high density solutions that can, that can continue to, bring in as many, videos and deliver those videos up to our platforms. The things that, the things that people can, I think, be, made aware of with our portfolio as we expand this and get more into, tradition, as the traditional broadcasters and this IP, these two workflows continue to collide. There's all sorts of data that needs to be ingested from, all the Hank and the Vank and all these different things that people talk about that, might not be all that exciting to talk about from, just our conversation. But when it gets, we get these in front of producers, and you get these in front of the engineers, it says, where can I get this captioning data? Where can I get this? All these different things. So as we continue to work on this platform, we're just opening up all sorts of different ways for us to ingest not just the video, but all of that data that is within those feeds.
Interesting. All right, Scott. Well, we really appreciate you sharing some time with us. Before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on maybe a couple of trends in the industry that you're keeping an eye on. You talked about earlier kind of that colliding of workflows in IP and AV broadcasts and everything of that nature. But as you look ahead towards 2023 and even beyond, what's something that you and maybe the company are kind of keeping an eye on to see how it shakes out?
Oh yeah, there's so many things. I think, like, I guess in the short term, how do I define this? But just like building out like an instant control room type of environment, so the portability of our encoders are really attractive in those environments. There's so many amazing type tools that people can use that you can set up. We could drop a studio in my office here and put together a state-of-the-art experience for whoever,
Yeah.
So I think what we're seeing a lot is just being able to, easily help these vendors, these cloud vendors, and these, set up something on-prem to easily deploy video out into their cloud platforms, whether that's via SRT, or we're working a lot with WebRTC and the WIP protocol, for us to get video up into those platforms, to leverage all those amazing tools that these folks are working on. They're just creating just amazing experiences for all audiences, and really in the budgets to do that, it's attainable to do that now. So I think, that's something that we have a lot of use cases that are happening, daily, hourly. We have all kinds of different exciting POCs that we're working on. I think if you think long-term things that, we have the conversations around the boardroom. You mentioned it, how the IP and AV and broadcast and all these different, these workflows are colliding. I think one thing that we're adding, and this isn't like a new thing at all, but adding NDI just as an input on, not just from the compression perspective, but as an input to deliver that out over IP is something that we continue to work on. Just the way that, again, we talk about metadata and how metadata is playing a big role, but it's playing a big role within like machine learning now, and how those different feeds are going to be coming through the pipe. So SDI video, NDI video, how we deliver that, how many different things are within the packets, and how we just take that kind of a standard type protocol and standard type things, but increase, what they can do, to get that video securely and efficiently off, out of the venue and into these platforms to be able to deliver just amazing experiences for clients. That's our focus. That's really our focus now, and even beyond into 2024.
Cool. Love to hear it. He is Scott Whitcomb. He is the Chief Revenue Officer at Osprey Video. We are thrilled to have Osprey Video as part of the SVG family. You can learn more about them over at ospreyvideo.com. Scott, again, thanks so much for taking the time and sharing your expertise with us.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Brandon.
All right. For more of everything going on with us here at Sports Video Group, you can watch more SVG new sponsor spotlights over at our YouTube channel. And there's a whole bunch more over at sportsvideo.org.